Hey Scrap and Ames fans, how are we all? Back with another process video for you. This one's taken forever for me to get to you. And I have this gorgeous cut file here for you from the lovely, I think this is a Confessions of a Paper Addict, I think, cut file. Or is this a Paige Evans one? Trying to remember. I'll have to double check and keep you posted. Anyway, I'm using the gorgeous Whimsical collection to create this gorgeous layout. And I really love how this all turned out. So I have backed the cut file off camera because it took forever. But sorry there, had a slight problem with my microphone. And my video is jumping a little bit, so I apologise if it's a bit difficult with my recording. Anyway, so what I've done is just put some white acrylic paint across my background. This has been forever ago, this video, so I've forgotten what I did. And then I just watered down some more of the white acrylic paint, which is from Flutterby Designs, and then just did some white splatters. I was very Paige Evans inspired, actually, with this one. Hence the Whimsical collection. Maybe it is her cut file. I'm thinking it's probably not. It's really annoying me now. I'm going to have to go on and have a look because I don't want to give credit to someone who it's not. And I can't check while I'm on doing this voiceover. I was created to create. No, it is definitely from the gorgeous Virginia Walker Confessions of a Paper Addict. I'm pretty certain it is hers. And it was one of her new ones that came out, I think, on National Scrapbooking Day. And I did a whole heap of cut file cuts, and then I used Whimsical to create it because I was feeling very Paige Evans inspired. That's right. And Virginia was or is on Paige's design team. So, yes. Anyway, layout point. I've gone off track. Anyway, so the other thing I did was something a bit different for me, which was, apart from the acrylic paint kind of background like I just did then with the acrylic paint splatters, how many times can I say acrylic paint then, guys? Was also I did this with my photos, which was make them really teeny tiny. I don't usually do this with my photos. I usually do 4x6 photos or your 3x4 photos because I'm a project lifer as well. I don't usually do these little wallet type size teeny tiny photos. And for this layout, I gave it a go and I really like it. So I created a bit of a collage using, what did I use? I don't know if I used the Project Life app or I may have used Pic Collage on the computer. Not sure which one. It's a good one for memory, this video, guys. Sorry about that. But I did one of those to create these smaller photos and then printed them, and I printed them at home, in case you're wondering, on my photo printer. And yeah, I wanted to add a couple of different photos from the same kind of day where my daughter and I decided to get a bit crafty. And I took a sort of wide shot of her and I in our scrap room together, or craft room, and then one just of me. So yeah. Maybe she's in the background, that one. Anyway, that's what I did. And the Whimsical collection, I also chose that one because it's very craft orientated as well. It's got lots of crafty elements to it, like lots of die cuts and stickers and rub-ons and things like that, which I've got pieces of that collection, like the papers and not all of it, just parts of it. So I thought it would be a great way to use up some of those elements that I wouldn't always reach for. Like I've used lots of the flowers and things like that in it, but I haven't used your paintbrushes and the paints and the glue sticks and scissors and things like that are in it as well. So I thought this would be perfect. Alright, so I also then started fussing around with, as you can see, some of the die cuts from the collection. I did muck around for ages with what was going to go under my photos. I had this thing about layering up underneath my photos, apart from the papers, and oh my goodness, I can't talk. I cut a big chunk out of me mucking around with this one piece. You would have seen it before. It was a gold sort of circular piece. I really wanted to use it. I was desperate to use it because I thought it would look really good, and in the end it really didn't. So it got tossed, unfortunately, back into the pile of die cuts for this bit. So I go with making some decisions on sticking my photos and things down, because I really just needed to, just decide. Really, it gets to a point, do you ever find you just get to a point where you're just too indecisive that you just have to be decisive and go, right, done, put it down, and away we go? And you kind of just have to like it and suck it up and move on, really. Otherwise, you never get a layout done. I've been scrapbooking this weekend off and on. It is the long weekend, Queen's birthday long weekend here in Australia. This layout was not one of these ones done this weekend. This was done weeks ago. And I have found it really hard to scrap this weekend, I have to admit. I love when I'm in the zone, and I don't know if anyone else finds this, I'm sure you do. I really wanted to create this weekend. I had absolute, major plans for non-stop scrapbooking, pretty much, sun up, sundown kind of scrapping, with obviously breaks in between for other important things. But I just couldn't get my head, it's not working properly, and just get into the mojo. I don't know why. I was so disappointed. I was very heartbroken. I don't know why. I don't know what the I scrapped, but I wasn't happy with it, if that makes sense. So I have some layouts there, and I got some things done that I'm okay with, but I don't know if it was just I wasn't comfortable or happy with the collections I was using, or pieces that I was using, or what I was scrapping. I sort of thought maybe I should have printed off other photos. I had some new scrappy stuff in my stash that I wanted to use that I didn't really get my hands into, mainly because the photos I was trying to use up and scrap didn't match them, and maybe that's what I had my head in, that I was going to use the new stuff and I didn't really get a chance to, and maybe that's why I feel a bit disappointed. I don't know. I really don't know. But does anyone else ever get that way? Do you ever get in, you're really in the zone to want to scrapbook or create anything, not just scrapping, but art journaling or painting or whatever, and you go to do it and you're like, yeah, and then it's just not feeling right. It's just not happening. I know it probably sounds really ridiculous, but it was just not happening for me. Anyway, I'm just rambling and ranting to people who might get my mojo, who might get my drift. Anyway, so while I've just ranted on about my lack of, scrappy thought processes, I have put some thread in as well, just for some texture. Again, I think I've been watching a bit of Paige Evans, as I said. So being a bit inspired with her use of paints, and I think maybe some Missy Whidden with her thread. So adding some texture there at the top with the yellow. I don't know if I added it anywhere else. Can't remember, I was too busy chatting. And then I added some stickers to add a bit of a cluster around that top photo, and then the same around the bottom here. I've added the frame in underneath. And then some little stickers or die cuts and the scissors. And then I'm creating another little cluster around the bottom here as well, which is what I'm working on here. Using some of those pieces that, as I said, would have otherwise sat in probably this die cut box and never really been potentially used, because I just probably wouldn't have potentially thought about them otherwise. So, yeah. Now, these rub-ons, oh my God. I don't know if anyone else has these rub-ons, but seriously, if you like using rub-ons, these are the best rub-ons ever. They are easy to use, they peel back, they go on, and they go on really well. Like I put them on the cut file as you see here, and they went on perfectly. No missing pieces, no hiccups, nothing. It was great. Loved it. Now I'm just adding some of the gorgeous little enamel shapes, just to add some little more pops of colour here, there, and around the place. And I didn't add too much to this layout because I've got the cut file, which is so big, and it's backed with lots of bright colours papers. I really didn't feel it needed lots of embellishing. I could have probably gone a bit crazy and made those clusters bigger if I wanted to, and added some more to the middle. And yeah, up to those who are doing it, depending on the mood. Oh, there's my big head. But I just didn't feel it needed to. I didn't want to overcrowd it, especially that one, the paper that's backing the word created. It's very bright, it's very colourful, it's got lots of flowers. It doesn't need, if I put something in the middle underneath that, I think it would just take away from the page itself, and I didn't want to do that. So thought I probably edited this bit out. Didn't obviously do it very well, so I apologise for you seeing my big fat head. Lovely hairline there. I'm just putting my journaling in and fighting with my white pen, I'm guessing, because I think I spotted that. Sometimes my editing software plays up, and when I think I've edited, it comes back and it hasn't edited properly. So I think I'm nearly, or am at the end here, so I hope you've enjoyed this rambly video. But yes, it's taken a bit for it to come out. But here's some close-ups, and I really loved this layout. I hope you did too. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. See you next time. Bye-bye for now.